Hello everybody, it is Calxiyn and Hunter here. If you guys enjoy this video, you guys should become patrons over on Patreon. And yeah, subscribe for weekly RWBY videos. So today we are just talking about Maria's backstory and how we liked sort of the fight scenes and like all that sort of stuff. So
the fight scene was very, very interesting. It had yeah, no, I really dug it.
So let's start with the Nevermore, I guess.
Yes.
Like, I'm pretty sure, I don't...
That big fucking...
Yeah,
Nevermore.
I don't know if she just came across it and she was like, well, I gotta kill that, or if that Nevermore was, like, tormenting some sort of town and she was on a mission. Like, we don't really know. But here's what would make sense to me. For the bandits to just be able to find Maria out in the middle of nowhere, like, they were staking her out. So I feel like what happened was...
You get the impression that it was like, oh, I thought we were still, like, a day away from her, but lucky us.
It sounds like to me, so what if they knew that Maria took a job to kill this Grimm and they were waiting for her to come kill it and then kill her? Mm-hmm. Right, that would make sense. Or Salem created the Grimm to lure Maria in, and she knew that Maria would fight it, and so that's where she placed the kids, like Talk and the other ones. But that makes sense. I'm guessing it's like either of those options. It doesn't really matter how she got there, but just the sort of planning, like the meticulous planning that Salem puts into her plans. The other thing that we talked about in another video is we don't really know if Talk knows Salem. So the way that I described it was, I feel like Talk is sort of like Adam, and there was a Hazel, and then Hazel knows Salem. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we don't know if Talk was actually like inside of Salem's circle, or she was just sort of like a Roman, or an Adam. It's sort of like, she knows there's this, she's a part of some grand plan, because Adam's like, I have friends in high places now, Blake. That's my Adam voice. And so I think the idea, I guess, would sort of be like, I don't know how to explain this. I guess the idea would sort of be like, you know, that Talk is just one of the other cogs in the machine. Get it? Because clocks have all those.
Yes. You're very clever.
Yeah, so Talk would be sort of like, this is one tier, she would have a boss that she goes to, but she would still sort of know of Salem's existence similar to Adam, or she could have been in a Hazel position.
She just said boss, so when she
master,
says boss,
she said.
or master.
And master sort of implies a more Salem.
Maybe.
Sort of.
Who knows, because when you really think about someone like Tyrion, she could have just been a Tyrion.
Maybe. She was also a faunus, so that's also the sort of other interesting thing, is, like, it seems like for some reason Tyrion worships Salem, and we don't really know why yet, and so maybe it's sort of like a faunus thing, like that she'll help the faunus, and so faunus are willing to join. But yeah, she's definitely supposed to be the crocodile from Peter Pan, and that's just such a cool inspiration. I love her. I really hope that she's still as old as Maria, and she's still out there somewhere. Like, what if she's still a part of Salem's troop or something? She's just some old lady.
Well, I mean, she looks like she got her fucking throat open.
Oh, yeah, she's dead,
so chances are she's dead.
Oh.
She a corpse.
I just realized. I was thinking about that, too. I was just like, what if she's still out there?
Okay.
Because in our other video, you didn't correct me, because I said, oh, I wonder if Talk is, like,
I'd forgotten
out there,
about it.
or if she's dead or gone. And yeah, she's probably dead and gone, so... Wow.
You see her, but she's also a quadriplegic.
Yeah, I'm so sad.
She's like, that fucking bitch!
Yeah. Wow. You just, like, took the light out of my soul. Like, you just, like, removed the fire from, like, my light. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just blew out my candle. That's what I'm saying. Like, because I was like, oh, wouldn't that be cool if we saw her again? Like, no, Cal, she's dead. Yeah. We're kind of tired here. This is a little off topic, but for my birthday, my mom took me to see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. We didn't get home till 1 in the morning, and we still had to eat dinner. So, we went to McDonald's. And so, I'm pretty tired, so... I didn't remember that she killed Talk. But yeah, that's just such an interesting fight scene. And the 60 seconds thing, like, Hunter and I were kind of, I guess, guessing that maybe you could sort of use your aura at a certain capacity. And so you could do 10% of your aura of, like, aura strength for 10 minutes. And then that would equal 100. Does that make sense? Because you have to activate it. And so for her, she uses 100% of her aura protection in 60 minutes, or 60 seconds, I should say. And so she's left unprotected afterwards. That's my mom. Around 3:30. Great. If you guys don't know, we're setting up the new computer. So by next week, we won't be in this room anymore. Good job, Hunter. But yeah, anyway. So, more among that, I guess, is sort of the idea that you could sort of use your full aura capacity at 100% and it would just sort of burn out, like you wouldn't be able to activate it anymore. I think that would be really good for the show because it sort of builds new sort of characters who would either play the long haul and use, like, the minimal aura they can to get through a long fight to sort of sustain, or to use it all at once so they are strong, can't take any hits, and then they turn it off after their enemy's dead. That seemed like what she was doing to me, and I think that's super interesting. For just the purpose of just, like, understanding how aura works. Like, I feel like they're doing better with building up, like, the understanding of aura, because they did change it. Like, before we thought it was... Or people say that they changed it. I don't know if it was their intention to confuse people. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they didn't retcon it. I feel like we were just confused on how it works.
Yes.
Because Pyrrha does say, Jean, why didn't you activate your aura? So that sort of, like, implies that it's not just something that you have turned on all the time. Like, people thought it was a passive thing. But it was never really implied that it was.
Maybe if you're very good, it becomes a passive
Yeah,
thing.
that would sort of make sense, too. And so... I guess for the purpose of this, like, it would be sort of building, like, your aura sort of works like you can, you know, I guess the best comparison is, Deku from My Hero Academia, like, how he uses his, you know, powers at 10%, then 100%, then 1,000%, or whatever he says, right? And so using your aura at 1,000% for 60 minutes to make you basically, like, you know, impenetrable, and then you kill the person that you're trying to kill, and then it's all okay, right? I think that's just a really cool sort of character design if that's what they're going for, so, like, good job. But yeah, she gets her eyes not even gouged out. She gets her eyes slit like this. That's a terrible thought. And last week, I did a video where I described how you can pop someone's eyes out if you grab them like this and pop it out of their socket with your fingernails, and Hunter wasn't very happy about it.
It was just a fair... Also, that scene was her screaming... Maria screaming in that moment when her eyes get slit open.
And just keep screaming in pain, yeah.
It's
I like how I was reading,
disturbing.
Apparently I was reading out the eye gouging a little too calmly because somebody commented, like, does anybody find it disturbing that Cal is just reading this out and she has no reaction while Hunter's totally grossed out? And, like, somebody else commented, like, didn't you know that Cal's a secret murderer? Like, we all know that already. And I'm like...
More or less.
I guess so. But yeah, so I thought that was sort of not interesting, but just to have it slit like that way instead of having them... I feel like having them pop out would be better instead of having your eyeballs in, but having them slit open. Like some sort of, like, Kinder Egg that you're, like, cracking from the middle, right? Anyway, so there was that. I also think that it's interesting. She just went into hiding, and I think she beats herself up for that. Like, she thinks that is selfish, but it's perfectly understandable not to want to go out and fight after something like that happens
then again, it's also, like, her own...
Yeah, it's her own internal morals, I guess. Like, hey, it's my responsibility as a huntress, and I let you guys down. Like, it's her own sort of... fight that she has a sort of internal conflict with herself. And I feel like that will be resolved. And I feel like the backstory that this is leading to is Maria Death Flags. Like, she's gonna teach RWBY how to use the Silver Eyes, but she's gonna sort of sacrifice herself in the vein of, hey, I didn't leave you guys, like, with a better world because I was too much of a coward, but now I'll sacrifice myself so you guys can, like, go on and make the world better. Does that make sense? Because it's in the vein of sort of what she said of... I don't know how to explain this. I guess she said this line, and I'm struggling to sort of remember now. I think I have it in my notes. But it was basically something along the lines of that, you know, huntsmen, like, dedicate their lives, like, to, you know, hunt down RWBY and protect people, and that she went into hiding. So it's a sort of same thing of, hey, I'm gonna protect you guys in this instance, and sacrifice myself so you guys can sort of make the better future. And I think that's sort of like an inspiring death, because we talked about Crow Death Flags, right? But I think if Maria dies, it'll actually have more of an impact on the audience. I don't want her to, but it makes sense from a story angle of, hey, you teach them how to use the Silver Eyes. Is that what happened? Okay, so a lot of people talk about Star Wars and, like, she's like Yoda, or, like, all that stuff.
Yoda,
other characters.
How did Yoda die? Yoda just passed away in his sleep.
How? There was, like...
But he also taught Yoda was Luke Skywalker's master.
Yeah, so people say, like... people say in the comments, I have never watched Star Wars, so sorry, but, like, Obi-Wan, like, this is up to you now, or, like, all that. So, is it sort of, like, in Star Wars, like, is there any teacher that, like, teaches their student and then just fucking dies? Like, is that...
Yeah, that's Yoda.
So that's Yoda. So I'm guessing...
But he just passes away of, like, old age, because he was, like, 300 years old.
Maybe Maria will just die in her sleep. Like, I don't know, right?
Also, do you know what Yoda's first name is? What? Minch.
How do you know that?
It was in the extended George Lucas's extended notes. Minch Yoda.
But yeah, I've never watched Star Wars. I'm sorry if I butchered anything that I was trying to say. But you guys understand what I mean. Sacrificing so the student can live on and complete the work. I feel like that's such a nice trope, and I would like to see it done well. Because it can be cliche, but, like, RWBY's writing is just... I know we kept being like, it's too early to say, we don't know. But we're in the halfway point of the season.
Really good.
I think it's safe to say that they've improved and that this could be a steady improvement. Does that make sense?
If it's at this level...
For 7 episodes, like,
forever,
you know.
Holy shit, that would be pretty amazing.
Exactly, and so I feel like
people
were like, it's too early to tell, we don't really know yet.
People were talking shit about the last 2 seasons, and I still liked the last 2 seasons, although compared to, like, literally every last 2, including every other
I feel like
season,
liking them is different from seeing them critically, though.
Yes.
Like, because we can say, oh, we liked last season, but there were problems, and I feel like that's what me and Hunter try to do.
But, like, this season is also better than any other season,
not
just the last 2.
Yeah, and so I feel like that we're safe, like, we're out of the woods, I feel. Like, it's the halfway point, I feel like we're gonna keep this quality is basically what I'm saying.
Season.
But yeah, so that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed our little talk about Maria's backstory, and we will see you later. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys would like to support the channel further, if you guys want to see us make more videos, if you guys want some cool, awesome rewards, you guys should become patrons over on Patreon. Patrons on Patreon have a variety of different rewards, so some of them are being able to request videos from us, so you could ask for a shipping video, a theory video, and we'll do it. Some of the rewards have to do with early access, so getting a video a week earlier, past a week early, and stuff like that, but the most important reward is getting access, at least I think it's the most important reward, access to our Discord server where you guys can talk and hang out with us. It's lots of fun, so I hope that if you guys want to support the channel, that is the route that you will take, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.